All right, pardon my big belly here, but this is a battery test on 10 meters. Sorry about the light. And the supposed LifePo battery here, maybe you can see it in the shot, uh, connected with Johnson power poles. I had to modify it a bit to get it to work with the 10-meter radio. Had to borrow some parts and pieces from here, put it on the antenna bridge with the back of set vertical antenna. And obviously it receives very well. I don't think it balances out now on the vertical antenna, and I can change that to later, but pushing 13.34 volts, it does not really draw much power off the LiFePo batteries. Those are lithium phosphate batteries. I think it's a relatively old pack, but it did charge, and it seems to be working this radio very well as far as signal output and reception. There's nothing on 10 meters right now that I can tell. I hear maybe birdies. That's about it. It's early, kind of early Sunday morning. 8:21 Sunday morning. It'd be July the 22nd, July 21st. That's about all there is that's going on right now. Probably not a whole lot of tropospheric ducting I haven't checked yet, but as far as the power connections go and the radio connections, it's fine. And it seems to work out okay. Not really hearing anything on 10 meters right now. Scanning through the band. Technician portion. I don't know if you can see that on the camera. Barely some birdies right there. But as I scan through, there's really nobody there. I haven't heard any beacons yet. No real received signal, and that's about as much as I can pull out with the RF gain. But it seems to work well for what it is. And on an outside antenna, be it an actual vertical like the Antron 99 or the dipole that I have, it'll work much better. I haven't even heard so much as Morse code, so it just might be that nobody's on. It just might be that I have an inside antenna, vertical. Could be any of those things. But you could always hope for something. And nobody knows I'm doing this yet, as of now, recording the video. But it's fun to find out, at least to make sure that it works, it functions, it powers up. It's not drawing a whole lot of power, as far as I can tell, at least not on sideband. Receive signal seems to rise and fall as it should as you scan through. Again, nobody's on. But for what it's worth, it seems to function well. I'm happy with that. And I'll get a later outdoor test with some better antennas, the right antennas. And we'll see how it does. I don't know if I'm going to do it today, being a Sunday, and management's not here to, pose any questions. I don't know if any residents are going to do anything outside. There's a couple of picnic tables out there that have the umbrella circle in the middle to put the umbrella mast in. And I've got a short mast for the Antron 99, and it would fit in there easily, I think. I haven't tried it yet, but I'm pretty sure it'll fit. And find some way to hang that dipole. Maybe I can find later a longer fiberglass mast and hang it off of that temporarily, because right above that is the Lee Street Viaduct. Yes. I always want to say Lee Valley or something like that. We're not in Lehigh Valley. This is Richmond. But anyways, right overhead is the bridge. And yes, theoretically, I could hang something off the bridge and suspend the antenna from that. I just don't know if I want to go that route. You could probably fire something up there with a slingshot, or technically walk the catwalk all the way that far and hang something from there then. But that I would consider that trespassing on city property. So probably not a good idea, maybe, but in theory, would work very well, I think. But uh, so far, again, functionally, it works. RadioShack HTX10 used, very used, LifePo type batteries, lithium phosphate, I think they are. I think they're 2.8 amp hours, which I guess equates to 2,800 milliamp hours per cell, 16 cells. Each cell measures out roughly 3 or 4 volts. Um, but I get the way it's wired, over 13 volts as it is. It's right around 1333 at the moment. It was at 15 or so earlier when I charged it, so it should have enough charge for a while, at least for this radio. And then it's going to depend on how much I use it, of course. I did use it. I tested the Elenco DR112 just to power it up, and it seemed to have a little more power consumption than this did. But that's probably because the LED display on that, and it doesn't have any audio output, but I'm sure that since the squelch was open, it was drawing a little more power anyways. But I could probably, I know I've made contacts with that setup before, and I had to use another receiver to hear the contact, but they could definitely hear me on the 2 meters. So know that works too. So pretty much concludes that test with the RadioShack HTX10 on battery power. I'm excited. Finally getting some things done here. So more to come, and lots more to do. There's other projects lined up. I'm not going to go into it yet, but we'll see what goes on. I've got this Pro 2053 from Radio Shack that needs repair. The LCD display no longer displays. I'm not sure why. I don't think it's the ribbon cable that's often loose, or it needs to be manipulated, maybe cleaned. It's a little in there. It's not too difficult. I could probably do that. I don't know if the memory battery is going to have anything to do with it, but it seems to be, if I remember correctly, easily accessible. But I have to go through it and do some component measurements and see what they're doing or not doing, and that'll be down the road somewhere. Not really sure how soon yet, but it's more fun to be had with some of this old equipment and making it work again, and utilizing those old analog systems. All right. Thanks for watching this video on American Radio X-Ray. I'm William, K4ARX.